Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and today I am joined by Susan and Kevin. And we are talking, as you can see behind Susan's head there, a handsome Tom Hiddleston there in the guise of Loki. Yes, we're talking the Disney Plus TV series, six-parter, titled Loki. So this takes place in between one movie and another movie. So they're trying to flesh out the character of getting more out of the character of Loki, I suppose. So I think there's no going back from his death in the cinematic universe. So they've gone back. They give him some with what was it, the Tesseractor, and that was the whole thing. What made him disappear into this storyline. So, without further ado, we'll go with opening thoughts on Loki. Susan's got a microphone ready. Shall we go to Susan? I'll let Kevin nibble on his M&Ms. Over to Susan.
All right. Yeah, I really love this. And I've heard a lot of people say that Tom Hiddleston should be Doctor Who because of this. And I've heard that this is basically a story of the Time Lords or the Time Masters, the agencies, these and Celestial Intervention Agency, all these agencies that try to manipulate people to follow a certain time stream or whatever, and the timekeepers are they start out animated and then they end up being just one dude at the end, and I'll tell you about that dude when we get to some other parts of this podcast. But I like the actors. I really like Owen Wilson. I think that he's just really fun and really endearing, and he still has this can't trust him side that you can totally see. And so all of these characters are in danger of being pruned, which drops you into a void at the end of time. I'll also talk about that at the later on, and it's really amazing, and it's really great special effects and a lot of practical effects and really sweet CGI, just gorgeous imagery. Even that moon coming down on that one planet was gorgeous. I mean, I just love this story. I love the way it was told. I think that it is it's significant in that it starts in a multiverse kind of thing, and then it leads to a multiverse kind of thing. And right now, everything is about the multiverse. So this begs the question: is Doctor Who actually about a multiverse? I'm just asking: is the story of the Mandalorian, is the fact that Grogu ended up with Luke before Ben Solo, does that turn that whole storyline into a multiverse and negate all the three sequels? These are questions that the multiverse brings up. I love the fact that that multiverses usually happen because of a Nexus event, and Nexus events are huge. They're huge things. They have hugely impactful moments, and I mean, in this story they play them down, but in reality, what you can see is it would be a big thing that would create a multiverse. Another multiverse anyway, just because of impacts or decisions or something like that. But it's big, it's really big. So I'm just wondering, is there a multiverse where Geeks Assembled is the most popular YouTube channel, and we are sponsored by Marvel and Disney Plus, and sponsored by DC, and supported by Paramount Plus, because we're Star Trek aficionados. I mean, all of these things are real in my mind. And I
keep dreaming.
I can really believe that this is the way that things are. And so I just, I'm really into the multiverse. And so I'll throw it back to you, Lee, because in one multiverse, you're actually a really great leader. So back over to you.
Hold on a minute. That was a backhanded compliment. I'll sort you out after this cast. Right, we'll move over to Kevin then. What's your opening thoughts of Loki, Kevin?
Well, this is what Doctor Who should have been as a series then, but either way. This was a very promising show. I loved every second of it. The music was so good in this show, like really big, massive, and the twists and turns in the story are very big, and it can lead to Doctor Strange into multiverse madness, and of course Spider-Man No Way Home, because the titles are both mentioned in the last episode.
Yeah,
think of it. So Loki. His first episode is a recap episode. You will more like you see what has happened, and you see, of course, that Thanos kills him. But he becomes a very different Loki after that, and it's only better for it. And we're going to see him back anyway, because
it's got a second season already.
Second season, so it's going to lead somewhere. But now we don't know where, because the ending is very clever anyway. So yeah, that's my opening thoughts for now.
Radio. Thanks, Kevin. You got, when I first subscribed to Disney Plus, I was a bit dubious of the streaming site of Disney Plus, because I thought they've got control of Marvel, they've got control of Star Wars. What are they going to do to keep these things alive? Yeah, okay, they have these new movies, what the fans aren't so keen on the Star Wars side of things. But when it comes to the TV stuff, The Mandalorian just rocks. WandaVision is awesome. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is fantastic. And then along came Loki, and I was, is this where it's going to fall flat on its face? Because the first two things they did were brilliant. This show knocks the other two out of the park. It's amazing. As Kevin said, the score in this is amazing. The scenery, the effects are amazing, as Susan mentioned. The acting, nearly all a British cast. Nearly all. Those Brits. Nearly all. Just a few little Americans in there. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I can see what people are saying about the resemblance to the themes from Doctor Who in Doctor Who's nearly 60 odd years of what they did. But Loki did it in 6 episodes. How? Who knows? And yes, it is Loki has created the multiverse. So from this TV show, we are getting 2 movies which include the multiverse, as Kevin said, Doctor Strange and the new Spider-Man movie. Hence we're getting, we're getting several villains and maybe several Spider-Men. Still a rumor, that one, but we'll see how that goes. But back to Loki. I like this because Loki is the god of mischief, isn't he? The villain, the villain in all the comics, the villain in the movies. But this, he turns hero. And this to me is about Loki discovering himself. He discovers himself, and himself, all the variants. But it's a story about self-discovery, because he didn't want to help them. He wanted to be out of the place, and then all of a sudden he gets involved, and he likes it. He likes Mobius. He likes Sylvie. And Loki doesn't usually do that. Loki's in, does the deed, and he's out. So, and he's hanging around. So yeah, I enjoyed this. It's 6 episodes, so 6 hours. 6 hours of Loki, which is more than you got in the movies. So we've got to be thankful for that. And you've got to praise Tom Hiddleston about this. He's been playing Loki now for 11 years. So he was what? Because I watched the making of this. He said he's 40 now. He was only about 29 when he first started playing him. So he's grown up with this character. He's embodied this character. And I was going to say I can't see anybody else playing Loki, but we'll get onto the variants. One of them was a bit snappy.
They were so cool. The variants were so freaking awesome.
Well, let's go, Susan. Let's go over to you then. Over to you.
Okay, like the variants. Okay, let's talk about the Loki variants. And I just I'm going to ask questions. So Kevin, get back with us. And so, okay, out of the variants that you saw at the bit at the end of time, which were your favorites? I really liked the kid who was actually like the king of that whole realm.
Kid Loki.
The kid Loki, he was so cool. And who was your favorite, Lee?
Well, I liked them all. I thought it was quite amusing that we did have an alligator Loki, but for me, it had to be the original Loki played by Richard E. Grant.
Richard E.
Grant. The comic book Loki.
I know.
The costume and everything was just amazing. And I wasn't expecting Richard E. Grant.
No.
But in the making of, as Tommy Hiddleston was talking to Richard E. Grant, he said they only visioned Richard E. Grant playing him. They even went to the drawing board with the sketches of the original costume, and they had Richard E. Grant's face. They drew his face in before he even got the job. So they were going for Richard E. Grant.
Well, he does so many different things. I mean, yeah, he's Richard E. Grant is amazing. Yeah.
So looked like Halloween costume to me, but it was.
Yeah, but that was the original costume in the comic books. That's how he looked in the comic books.
Nice.
And that's what I like about what Disney Plus are doing with these Marvel TV shows. They're bringing the original stuff into these. If you go back to WandaVision, one of the episodes they had Vision and Scarlet Witch in their original comic book costumes.
Right.
It was Halloween and they were out trick or treating, but they were the original costumes.
Yeah, that's true.
So, it's a nice little nod. So the fans love it.
So who was your favorite Loki variant at the end of time?
It was Richard E. Grant. That one was the biggest surprise I had that episode. 4. Like, holy moly.
Yeah. He,
And that he sacrificed himself for
That was a brilliant scene.
and
All,
President.
all that.
Yeah, that he built all Asgard as a it was illusion. Yeah, it was great.
Glorious purpose.
so amazing. It was like,
And the music was top notch at that scene.
wow. So yeah, so I really love the variants, and I love Sylvie, and I think that as a variant she's top notch too, because she can enchant people, and she reveals that the whole life
TVA.
of the timekeepers, right? You know, she goes inside all of those agents' minds, especially this one, and reveals her whole past and brings out the reality of who they are. And so that was amazing. And I loved how their banter on the train. That was really fun. And let's see, my other
Well, you say she enchants people. They did put sort of two characters together to create Sylvie.
Yeah, Enchantress and
Marvel's Enchantress, and because there is a DC Enchantress as well.
right.
how many?
Oh yeah. If you've seen the Suicide Squad, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
reviewed that. So
That's an incredible character, yeah.
But they said that
there is a Marvel Enchantress as well.
yeah, there is. They said that they wanted something else to make the Sylvie character a bit more special. So they sort of put together the Enchantress character with the Loki variant to make it a bit more, give it a bit more oomph, shall we say?
Okay. Well, it worked. I really liked that. I thought that was, whatever
She's
they had,
daughter
whatever they had to do.
comics. In the comics, Enchantress is the daughter of Loki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or Loki created her.
Anyway, like and then the fact that it turns out that all the timekeepers were actually like variants of King the Conqueror. And now it's time to mention him, because he was at the end of time too. He was past his little smoke monster, which reminded me of some other science fiction stuff that I've seen. And he was the one that remains. And apparently those other 3 statues
Were voiced by him,
were, yeah. So I just think that this whole thing has been, this whole multiverse situation is Kang's dominion, and I just can't wait to see what happens with him. I never knew anything about Kang until this television series, and he's really great. He's wearing my favorite colors, the blue and the green and the purple, and so that's really fun. And he's the actor who plays him is has been revealed as Kang. And even though in this thing they didn't say his name, it didn't come out the mouth, but it could have been.
The clue was there when, the clue was there when He Who Remains said, in other variant lives, he was a conqueror.
Yeah, that was the biggest clue you could give away. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently it all looks like him. So yeah. Anyway, so those are my variant things. Back over to you, Lee, to talk more about variants.
Oh, right. Well, we'll go over to another variant then. Here's Kevin, the variant. We don't know which
Oh.
one it is. But
The one who likes to remain.
he's got a mouthful. That's what.
You're like an uncomfortable waiter who comes up to the table when you've got a mouthful and says, "What's your dinner?" Oh, I'm just fine.
This is
No,
a lesson.
Jonathan Mayers was the big surprise of this episode.
Mhm.
But the scenes I liked the most was the scene when Loki was trying to prove Morbius that Sylvie is trying to live in apocalypses. And he goes to Pompeii to test that theory out, and he's being the biggest sadist you can ever think of by telling everybody they would die. And
That's Loki, isn't it?
yeah, that was the funniest scene ever. I laughed my ass off when that happened.
Yeah, it's well, it does have we'll keep going back to it, but it does have a lot of elements what Doctor Who's done over nearly 60 years. Maybe the creators of the show are fans of Doctor Who. We don't know. But it did have that feel to it.
Sure did.
And I can understand why people are saying Tommy Dustin, he's the next one. He can be the next one. Who knows?
Will be a huge paycheck for BBC to even pay that.
Yeah, the trouble is though, he's a too big an actor.
He is
Yeah.
way too big now.
Yeah. With this under his belt now, it's no way. It's no way is Disney and Marvel going to let go of him that quickly. Is that any more, Kevin, or is that it for now?
Well, I like the scene when he's trying to explain the whole theory about apocalypses with the salads, with the salt and pepper and the water.
Wasn't that the smallest salad you've ever seen?
Yeah.
That little bowl. What? I have to have a big plateful.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, like with vegetables and not a lot of salt and pepper.
And a little juice to go along with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like the rings, the coffee ring on the paperwork, and then the ring of on the table, the end table next to the sofa. He's always making those rings, and then it turns out that the timeline is a big ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually good theory.
Yeah. Question then. What do you think to Mobius? And it's Mobius, not Morbius.
Right.
No, not the vampire. No.
No, it's Mobius. There's no R in this. So what do you think to the character of Mobius played by Owen Wilson?
I liked him a lot. He was funny.
Really, he was playing Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
That's Owen Wilson can only play Owen Wilson, but wearing a grey wig, and to me personally, he was like an old TV detective. He was like a hounded. He just wanted to get to the truth all the time. He wouldn't let anything lie, but he was so subtle, in his job.
Like Columbo.
It was like a Columbo.
Yeah.
I got that feel straight away, and
I would have expected something like a variant of of him, like Cars, McQueen. He was driving all in that end of time world. That would be funny.
But yeah, it was very. And as far as I know, the fans who watch this love Owen Wilson in this as the character.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't
very-
remember Loki.
Yeah, well, they were very distraught when
Yeah.
he was what do they call it when with a stick?
Yeah, Prune, yeah.
Pruned.
Prune, that was it. Yeah, in one of the penultimate episode, wasn't it, where he just, oh no, they've killed Mobius.
Yeah, that's what I first thought. And then Loki, I was like, no.
But wasn't to be.
But that was a good bromance. You know, there was a lot of this sort of platonic love in this. There was between Mobius and Magatha, like her character. Like
Yeah.
that was really amazing. And then there was Mobius and Loki, and that bromance was really there. And then Sylvie and her, and that really, you know, they really learned to trust each other. And
Then she does something stupid at the end of the series, but
And one of the big things, it was only, you know, slightly mentioned. It wasn't really lingered on. Was Loki's bisexual?
oh yeah,
yeah,
all of the Loki is bisexual. All of them are.
Well, the variant.
Well, they're all variants of the same person. So that's pretty awesome. So
I
that
wouldn't
is
like
a bisexual alligator.
I was going to say I would like to get involved with a bisexual alligator.
And I love the writing of this. I gotta like let me give some writing props to this.
Yeah, sure.
Michael Waldron, Bisha K. Ali, and Alyssa Karasik, and Eric Martin, and Stan Lee, Tom Kaufman, Jack Kirby, and Larry Lieber are all credited. I mean, that's like fantastic. Oh my gosh. You know, it was written well. Like all the characters had arcs. Every single fucking one of them. Even the woman who shot them out of her little space capsule thing on that one planet. She had a character arc with her husband. You could tell what happened because, you know, I mean, the shortest things had long backstory. I mean, it was just amazing how well it was written.
I mean, the comedy was there. I mean, one of the scenes
Comedy.
one of the scenes, I think episode 2, I think it was, where Loki discovers in one of the offices a drawer full of Infinity Stones, and the guy at the desk was using one as a paperweight.
yeah.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
get a lot of these in here.
yeah, the all powerful Thanos wanted to destroy the universe, the galaxies, or whatever, with these trying to find these Infinity Stones. Loki just opens a drawer and there's
Yeah.
and there was and then that cart that he had with all that, you know, material on it, and somebody hits it and it's either reset or pruned. I can't remember which, but all of his work just vanishes. And that guy is like the ultimate beleaguered employee. He reminded me of the guy in Brazil.
yeah. I mean, there was a lot of Easter eggs.
Oh, and then, what did you guys think of Miss Minutes?
Scary as hell.
Voiced by
Talia Strong.
Tara Strong.
That's it. Who was the voice
Harley
of?
Quinn.
Yeah.
Harley.
But so stop putting me off, Susan.
We shouldn't make DC characters with this. We shouldn't, but we will.
But you've got also, it's a little, you blink and you miss them. There was like the frog 4.
Oh, I didn't see it. Yeah.
In the bottle, jumping, trying to get out of the bottle, and also the Thanos helicopter. You see that it had Thanos written across it. You know, it was in the wastelands,
Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
And that was from the comic books.
Oh.
Yeah,
So-
when he gets arrested by the police.
Yeah, it was just they know how to get the fans glued to the TV screen, because the fans know they're going to put a hell of a lot of Easter eggs in there, and that's some of them. That's all they watch it from.
That's true.
It's true. And all the positive, right? We've talked positively about this, but I'm going to have to go on a bit of negativity now on this. I'm afraid.
What?
Only one.
All
There's
right,
only
let's
one.
go. Let's go, Lee.
There's only one gripe.
Make a 180.
The final episode. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Was talk,
Nothing
talk.
happened. It's just talk. And you had 5 episodes leading up to that. I thought, well, they shouldn't have done it just like that. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a lot of talk from a conqueror.
For me, for the exciting 5 episodes before, you get to the final episode and it just sort of
And all he does is sit there and eats an apple.
yeah.
I mean, there is that trope in
But there are variants of that apple.
yeah, but there are tropes in television and film that whoever sits around eating an apple is an asshole. I mean, like
Yeah.
that is because it sounds like asshole. I mean, even
Right.
like the whole, like so many shows have done this, and it's just like it's part of how they bring they bring a touch of evil to a character, like in Once Upon a Time, the Wicked Witch or the evil queen always has an apple, and just like there are so many other instances. I can't even remember any of them.
It goes back to Eden, the serpent, temptation, the apple.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right, so that's where it starts. Never mind my theory, but anyway, yeah. So I just, Kang really should, he was rather talkative.
It was all set up for the next phase.
Yeah, it was a good setup. It was a good setup. The reset, the thing, and nobody remembered Loki. But I thought, really, after these fabulous 5 episodes, and then you come to the last episode and it's just talking. Oh, come on.
And they kissed. He kissed himself, actually.
That was a bit weird, yeah.
Sweet Home Alabama.
But yeah, that was when you realise she's a variant of him, yeah.
And that's just because he's a narcissist.
And he got kicked balls a lot in the last episode.
Wasn't it Narcissus who stood at the creekside and fell in love with himself?
Yeah, narcissism. Yeah, that's where it comes from. Yeah.
Yeah. He'd stared into his own eyes in the guise of Sylvie for so long.
Sylvie did it to distract him. You can easily see.
See, that's when it shifted from being like a platonic bromance into something more, different. And
well, but that thing between him and Sylvie can't go anywhere.
No.
Because they're variants. They can't really. They're the same person. It can't go anywhere.
They can't do it because Disney.
I mean that sort of nearly happened in Doctor Who with the 2 Masters.
Really?
Missy and the Master in
John Sim and Michelle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't even remember that. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. But yeah, and they're both like the chaos they're like the Loki of Doctor Who. That's
Yeah.
really, really amazing. Yeah. Nice movie.
Still a good show.
Well, they
though.
said there's a lot of resemblances to other things what have come in the past. So
Yeah.
you were saying something then. Over.
Also, President Loki was funny when his hand got bitten by an alligator.
But look at all them movies with President Loki. They were all variants of Loki.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the making of.
Ah.
They were all variants of Loki.
Yep.
He was good though, but then his hand got bite off. I was like, oh wow.
Have an alligator.
Yeah, he was yelling like girl. It was really funny though. I think it's going
Anything else?
to be
What?
President Loki is going to be returning, I guess, somewhere.
With a hook.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know really because it's been rewritten again because it was rewritten at the end.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
if that's the case, with all these multiverses, the original Loki could be still alive. So Richard D. Grant could come back in the second season.
that's true. Yeah.
So anything else you would like to say about Loki?
That he's going to. There's a rumor that he's going to be in Doctor Strange.
Loki, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
And I've also heard that in Thor, whatever the new Thor movie's going to be called,
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder, that there's a Loki that's going to be played by Matt fucking Damon.
Matt Damon played Loki in the movie Dogma.
Yeah, he played in the play of Loki when.
But that's not Loki and Thor. That's Loki and
Fake Loki.
yeah, the other angel. That's not the Norse Loki thing.
I don't know about him appearing in Thor, but
That's what I've heard is that there. It's set.
well,
Alex said he calls him. It's called actor Loki in IMDb. I don't know where I'm looking.
Yeah, but everyone can edit IDMB.
Well, you get in Natalie Portman playing Thor.
Yeah, I know that.
So, you mostly are going to get another person playing Loki, a variant.
All right.
Because the multiverse is just cracked up and everything and spewing out these things.
Timey-wimey stuff.
As we keep learning nearly every week with the new Spider-Man movie, there's all these people coming back. So, we're having Alfred Molina back as Dr. Octopus. We're having William Dafoe back as Green Goblin. We're having, because of this, what's happened.
Is Tobey Maguire coming back?
Wow.
Or Garfield?
I think it's been rumored, but we don't know.
Okay.
Rumored.
It's been rumored, but it's not been clarified. It has been clarified about the villains. We know that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you're not going to ask the Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 and not saying that it's the same character.
So, but that's what this multiverse thing has done.
We still have to get a trailer. Where's the trailer, Marvel? Give it.
All these characters what got killed off in other movies
Can come back.
now.
Like
hopefully that's what they're going to do with the Flash movie. Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Because you've got Michael Keaton coming back, you've got Ben Affleck coming back.
For how long to be killed off like He-Man? Oh, sorry, spoiler.
But Flashpoint is DC, not Marvel, and this is.
Yes, what I'm saying is.
Go ahead.
All I'm saying is Marvel have got the multiverse. And DC have got their own multiverse as well.
But DC has
you
always had their multiverse, and they just and after the crossover with Legends of Tomorrow, the
Flash.
the Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, Black Lightning, and Batgirl. They had all of those.
Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, all these multiverses turn red, and then it turned white, and then they were all combined into one thing.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm saying each Marvel have got the multiverse. DC have got multiverse because they've got F-52, they've got F-66, they've got F-89. They've got everything. It's
Earth
so
76,
they're going
Wonder
to
Woman.
build up to Secret War.
yeah. So it doesn't matter if characters are killed off; they'll come back eventually. Hopefully,
Not Robert Downey Jr. He will ask a big ass paycheck.
there was supposed to be, not in this, but in another movie we're going to be talking about a return for Robert Downey Jr., but it never happened.
Oh.
But we'll talk about that in the next review.
Okay.
So, anything else you'd like to say about this before we go to
9 out of 10.
Gugu and Sophia DiMartino, Gugu Mbatha Ra and Sophia DiMartino are amazing actresses, and I'm just really glad that they get a lot more time and a lot more energy in this, and I just think that was really well worth it.
Cool. So, shall we go to final saying score then?
Sure.
We will do that.
9 out of 10.
Hold on a minute. Hold your horses. Stop picking the jam between your toes.
Kevin.
So, okay, Susan, what's your final saying score?
I love the mischief. I love the humor. I love the beautiful scenery and special effects of this. I mean, even the smoke monster was so gorgeous. I mean, just the colors and stuff, and the colors in Kang's universe were so for all of these reasons, I'm actually going to give this a 10 out of 10 pruning sticks. And I'd like to thank you for doing this review right after the show airs, because it kept so much going on. There's so much going on in my mind with this. It's just beautiful.
Okay.
Back over to you.
That's what we do, Susan. We review stuff, old, new, cult, classic, modern. Right, Kevin. So now you can do your score. Go on.
9 out of 10. And also in the beginning of the last episode, you could hear all the quotes from different Marvel movies that was streaming in the timeline. That was very cool.
That is true. Yeah,
really awesome.
Thank you, Kevin. See, but my only gripe was the last episode. I thought let this series down. So for that reason and that reason alone, this is getting a 9.5 glorious purposes out of 10. So, if the last episode had have been tweaked here and there and cut a bit of the talking out, it'd have got the full house from me.
Yes.
So
my 9 points. It's 9 out of 10 alligators.
Yeah. Snappy. So that's our little review of Loki. I'd like to thank Susan, because it was Susan who suggested we do this one. I'd like to thank Kevin to be here as well. You guys out there, if you like what you've just watched, please leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of this. Let us know what you thought of Loki. If you liked it, if you hated it, just leave a comment below. If you want to be on our casts, in our group, message me on Facebook or on Twitter. We're all over the place on social media. Just a message will do.
Or come to Will and ask him.
no, don't do that. But in the message, just please put, I am interested in joining. No blank, no message just said hi, because I don't really reply to messages what say hi. But we're on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, because this, if you watch this, it'll be on YouTube. Well,
Subscribe and hit the bell, notification bell.
I was getting to it. She's so impatient. I was leading up to that.
That's all right. I got it.
With that backhanded remark, compliment earlier on, and now that. I think that's it now. She's just done me in. That's it. I'm off. So until next time, I'll be seeing you. Bye.